Welcome into the PHNX Coyotes post-game show, brought to you by the one and only DraftKings Sportsbook app, America's top-rated sportsbook app. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts, and leave us a 5-star review. I'm Leah Merrill here with Steve Peters. It feels like it's been a while, which it kind of has.
Been 8 days between
first
games.
Coyotes game in 8 days, and man, it kind of went how I thought. I don't know.
It's hard to sit out 8 days.
Yeah.
I mean, you listen to the pregame shows and, they're well rested. They're well rested. They haven't played in 8 days.
Meanwhile, LA played last night.
They played an emotional game last night in Vegas on a win. They've played 2 games this week. It's a team that's fighting to stay in the playoffs right now. They're holding on to that last spot in the Western Conference. They're a better team.
Yeah, and even when the Coyotes, well, first of all, I never expected the Coyotes to be up in this game at all, and the fact that they were, it's still that whole time it felt wrong to me. It didn't feel.
Yeah, well, they're getting outshot, they're getting outplayed, they're getting outchanced, and you get out of the first period and you're sitting 1-1, and you go, oh, it's not bad. But then you get 2 quick ones at the start of the second period, and that's a period that this team has struggled with all season. In the second, and they get 2 quick goals, and actually pretty nice goals. That Keller goal and the assist from Galchenyuk's a really nice goal.
Yeah.
And you look at the scoreboard and you go, how in the hell is this team ahead 3-1? They're getting outshot. They didn't get their first shot in the second period till 7 minutes into the second period.
They
was
were
their first shot.
Outshot 6-1 in the first 5 minutes of the game.
I mean, it's the same recipe this team's tried to get. They've outshot their opponent 6 times in the first 49 games. It's not like 50-50. It's 6 times.
Like what is the math on that? I can't.
I don't know. It's not good.
No, it's not good. Well, okay. We'll read the $5 super chat from Ruler 14. Where rare Bill Armstrong L with that trade. Leafs got depth. We got literally nothing of value. We will be talking about the trade.
We'll talk about the trade
in a little bit. So stay tuned. But let's pull up by the numbers, because I think it really shows the game and how it was so lopsided. 5-3 LA. 39 shots on goal by the Kings, just 23 by the Coyotes. They were outshot 12-4 in the first. 4 shots on goal.
Even that's deceiving, though, because they got 10 shots in the third period, which was their most shots of any period tonight. They got in the
and
third.
that was the period that they actually collapsed in the most, technically. Outshot 13-9 in the second, so a little bit better, but that 12-4 in the first. Oof. Another oof. LA 2 for 4 on the power play. Coyotes once again for, what is this, the sixth game in a row without a power play goal. Yep. And then just the face-off numbers, it kind of just tells the story.
Yeah, they dominated in the face-off circle, so that means they had the puck more often. If you have the puck more often, you create more penalties because you have the puck more.
And my favorite stat, the PD side count, the limit does not exist.
Yeah, there's a lot of sighing in the office tonight.
PD's been a little bit grumpy to
tonight.
The shock of absolutely no one.
I know, a little grumpy.
Yeah.
Grumpy on a Saturday night, another loss.
Seriously, man.
But you know what? This team, coming into this season, this LA King team was expected to be outside of the playoffs. They're in a rebuild, or they're working towards a rebuild, and this is happening earlier than they expected. But we talked about it in the NHL wrap-up this week. It's not the young guys. It's not the draft picks. It's not the prospects that they've been pulling up. It's still the same guys that were doing it when they beat the Coyotes in 2012. It's still Doughty. It's still Kopitar.
I mean, Doughty
and still Kempe.
Doughty had 2 tonight. Kempe had, I think, a goal and an assist. So, yeah, it's
they're
cool
leading
to
this
see
team.
what's happening with LA.
Yeah, they're good. They're good players. Their best players are their best players, and that's why they're winning right now. And it's funny that their goaltender Peterson, I think he's been having a really solid year. And tonight, what do you give up? 3 on their first 12, or 3 on 14?
To be fair, he did leave the net on that first goal, but that went off an LA player's skate, so that was kind of a chaotic one.
Yeah.
The other shot,
Keller's a great play.
The Keller goal was amazing. The
And
Krause
so was
goal,
Krause.
he didn't really have
no chance.
A chance on that. So
yeah,
great game for him.
It's the same recipe, Leah, we talk about over and over and over again. We should almost stop doing the keys to the game. The keys to the game is their goalie has to be really, really good, lights out. And I don't think that was one of Veggie's better games. I think he needs to have a few of those saves tonight. And they need to find offense from somewhere.
Yeah. Let's pull up the keys just to see how they did.
Let's see.
Shake off rust. 8 days since last game. Need a good first period. Well, I guess they left the first period 1-1 on that fluke first period goal. Like I said, off the skate, but 4 shots on goal is just not going to do it.
But they had the 3-1 lead. So as the game progressed, you'd like to see them get their legs underneath them and the second half of the game maybe be able to hold on to that lead. Yeah, they looked rusty, though. They really did. Under sticks, you know what? One thing, they didn't give up a lot of low to high plays, so I was wrong on that one. Make that a minus for me. They didn't need to go back low to high. When you go low to high, it's when you can't generate offense from the inside, so you have to go low to high. It means you need shots from the point, which creates them shooting for sticks. They didn't have to do that. They were getting shots from inside. They were getting chances off the rush. They didn't have to develop an offensive zone strategy because they were scoring it at will in the second half of that game.
And protect veggie, LA drives in that hard.
Yeah, I mean
they sure did.
Yeah, this is a tough game. The bad news is they play them again next week.
Yep, next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday, we get to do this all over again. And
that's an 8 o'clock one, our favorite.
It is not.
Yeah.
At home?
Uh-huh.
8 at home.
Uh-huh. Our favorite. There it is.
Like, why? Seriously, 8 o'clock?
Yes.
At home game.
Yeah.
All right. We'll be here.
Well, in that first period, even though Strawman the goal was credited to Strawman, even though it
from behind the goal line.
Yes, it bounced many places before it went in. But 2 goals in the last 3 games for Strawman.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'd like to say he's on his offensive stride right now, but that's kind of hard when you're shooting him from behind the net. He was actually trying to make a play in front of the net because the goaltender had slid so far out. There was an opening in front. If he could just deliver the puck there, it's the right play.
Yeah.
It's just not what he was trying to do. He was trying to feed the player in front for an easy tap in.
Yeah. That Kraus goal in the second period, which we talked about, that incredible pass from Alex Galchenyuk. And, you know, there was nobody who had multiple points in tonight's game. So looking at this game and the plays that were made and also just the last few, we chose Alex Galchenyuk to be tonight's DraftKings King of the Game just because it was a beautiful assist. And that was also his 200th career assist in the NHL.
200th career assist. He's got points in 5 of his last 6 games. He's a guy that we've talked about that they need to provide secondary offense for this team all season long, and he hasn't been doing that. He finally is. Like he's hitting his stride. He's got confidence. With that, he's been able to generate offense, and he deserves to be the DraftKings King of the Game.
It's great to see him have success because we've said it, but he had that slow start. And then that Keller goal. What a shot.
Yeah, it was a great shot. And I think if you look at Peterson's positioning on that, I think he's cheating, thinking he's going to pass it across to the middle of the ice. Because if you look at the shot, I mean, Kells almost hits the camera in the middle of the net. Like, he had a lot of net to shoot out. And Keller, he does have an all-star shot. Like, we talk about Keller's inability to get to the inside at times, but he can beat a goalie clean with his shot. He's accurate. He's in the accuracy shooting in the all-star for a reason. It's a great shot. And he still continues to put up numbers. And you know, he's going to lead this team with goals. And did you hit that one right? Who had Keller? Did you?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought you did.
I did. I believe. Who did you have? I
believe
Louis. Louis Erickson.
Louis on fire.
Great.
It's going to have you be a solid second half for Louis. You wait and see.
Yeah, it's okay. We have how many games left? 33?
I know. I thought we were almost done.
I know, because the time passes, but there were no games for the last 8 days, so we made no progress. Oh, Lord. Well, like we said, the collapse kind of happened in the third period, 4 unanswered goals by the LA Kings, and the game kind of ended how I thought it would the whole time. Like I said, when they were up 3-1, it did not feel like they should be up 3-1 at all because it just
there are games that this team that Vejmelka holds them in to a game and you go, oh shit, they shouldn't be on the scoreboard, but they are because the goalie's playing so well. This was almost the reverse where they got a couple of goals and all of a sudden you first of all, you couldn't believe they scored because they hadn't had any opportunities at all. They're not shooting at all, and all of a sudden they're up 3-1. And you were just hoping that maybe they'd get their legs. And when this team gets their legs and they're skating and they're possessing the puck, they're not a bad hockey team. I don't know if I felt that tonight, that they had their legs tonight. And hopefully now, I know it's going to be a back-to-back game tomorrow, but now that they've got this game underneath them, I hope that they find it tomorrow. This Dallas Stars team is hot and cold. They're a team that's really fighting to get back into the playoff spot. They're in 9th right now, fighting to get back into 8th. They need this win desperately.
Yeah, 5th in the Central right now, but they are 7-3 in their last 10. Their road record, so they're coming here to Arizona tomorrow. They're not great on the road, 10-12-1 versus their home record is 17-7-1. So should be interesting to see them on the road. Do we think that Veggie gets the start again tomorrow? It's a 5:00 game.
He gave up 5 tonight.
Yeah.
You'd have to think, and we'll have to ask Craig when he comes in how close Wedgwood is.
Wait, do you think Prosvetov gets a shot tomorrow?
I would think they have to after giving up 5 tonight.
Based on that alone, it will be Veggie.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just because I said that for sure.
Exactly.
But Wedgwood backed up tonight. Yep, Wedgwood backed up tonight.
Oh, he did?
Yep, so I'd see Wedgie.
Okay, well, maybe
So
we'll see.
I would guess Wedgwood gets to start tomorrow. If he's able to back up, he's able to play. Because if you can't join a game in progress, you shouldn't be on the bench. So clearly, I think it's Wedgwood tomorrow. I think 5 goals tonight, and a couple of them are squeakers that I think he should have had. So I wouldn't be surprised if you see Wedgwood tomorrow. And the Dallas Stars team, this team has played tough. The Coyotes, they can skate with them when their top players aren't playing their best. How's that? Jamie Benn's still a force. Sagan, Radulov, Pavelski's having an all-star season. They have a good hockey team when they're playing good, and I know that's easy to say, but if the Coyotes can possess the puck and they can get their feet moving, they can skate with the Dallas Stars.
Another super chat from Roller14. Thank you, Roller. Dylan Gunther Hattie tonight and did the Michigan.
Oh, I haven't seen the Michigan.
Wow, I didn't
have to get on my Twitter again. I can't multitask. I do the Twitter and watch this game and try to take notes. Can't do it.
I know. It's okay.
And Ruler 14, maybe it's a new job too, because that's 2 super chats. That's a lot. That's $7 combined.
We appreciate that. Yeah, great.
Yeah, thanks.
We're just looking toward the future, which is also what Bill Armstrong is doing. And I do want to talk about the trade. Honestly, there's really not much else to say from this game, to be honest. 2 other quick things I want to get to before we move on to talk about the trade. But Barrett Hayton was back in the lineup tonight for the first time since January 6th. What did you think of his play tonight?
I even have to look at his stat line because I
didn't really notice him too much. You thought it was Dzingel.
13 minutes, he was +1. So he's on the ice for a goal. I mean, he hasn't played since early January, so it's good that he's back in the lineup. With Dzingel now out of the Coyotes lineup, they're going to, he's been playing a lot of middle ice. Dzingel has. Beagle's still out. Hayton's going to have to play. Even with the addition of Nick Ritchie now coming in over the next few days, Barrett Hayton's going to have to play. He's going to play a lot of hockey. So, yeah, hopefully he gets his game back to where he was pre-injury when he just started to get his game going. It seems like it's always something with him, right?
I want him to be our DraftKings king in the game.
Let's hope so.
I don't think he has been all season.
So.
49 games. I don't think he's been at once. So I want that for him.
It's time.
And for us.
It's time.
Capobianco also made his return to lineup. His first game since February 2nd. Again, stepping in with Lyubushkin now on his way out.
Yeah, and I think Capobianco, that's tough because I'm sure this morning that was not the plan. Lyubushkin was supposed to play tonight. Capobianco's a late ad, so they could take Lyubushkin out in preparation for the trade. And I know that shouldn't be an excuse. Like, he should be prepared to play all the time. I don't think he was ready for tonight, and he played like that at moments tonight. Fumbled the puck. There were too many turnovers. And if you go back to the third period, that's what really hurt this team. Their inability to advance the puck zone after zone. Turnovers between the blue lines, turnovers in their own end. They were slapping the puck around in the defensive zone, and that's what led to the LA Kings goals. Yeah. If they could just figure out a way to manage the puck when they're ahead, even if it's chipping it off the glass, live another day and defend again, but you can't turn it over directly on somebody's tape, like Doughty's tape on Goss's Bears.
And it just felt like they were playing so much of the game in their own defensive end once again. And they just, it's a fluke that they happened to score. Look, Christian,
Christian kept track at home. Had it written down.
Thank you, Christian. I appreciate that. I don't remember.
I know. We're trying to forget as much as we can.
We're just trying to forget. We want him to be king more. How about that? When the Coyotes did score, in the first period, it was their second shot of the game. And then in the second period, it was their second shot of the period. Lucky too, but I mean, it's just a fluke.
Their first shot of the period was 7 minutes in.
Yeah.
when we're sitting here surprised they lost. It was 7 minutes of the second period. You don't have a shot on goal, and it was a nice shot by Gossesbear. That ends up being the first shot. Comes back out and they score on that same play, and then the momentum shifted to the Coyotes for a little while. I will say that. Again,
there's always like 5 to 10 minutes of every game where you're like, woohoo!
Yeah,
this is going well, and then it doesn't.
And it usually happens in the third. It's usually they get behind in the second. They get terrible in the middle period, and in the third period,
they have a
resurgence.
Rush of life, resurgence. But didn't happen tonight, unfortunately. But again, not really a surprise. And in terms of tank watch, it does help the Coyotes.
That's a good one, Rob. That's clever.
So many turnovers. Gila River Arena is opening a bakery tomorrow.
That's good.
Love that.
That is a
Maybe
good one.
that's what they'll turn Gila River Arena into when it's empty.
Yeah, it might be. Don't laugh. It's coming.
You know, we can pitch some business ideas because I don't know what was the thing. It was like bull riding.
Yeah,
something.
it's coming.
All right.
They're gonna fill those nights.
PD, we have a lot of other stuff to talk
We do?
about. So, well, just not about this game.
Oh, okay.
Do you have any other notes from this game?
Again, it's. I hate to repeat myself because it sounds so repetitive. They lose again. They got outshot again.
Just
the goaltending wasn't good enough.
All of our post-game shows that are lost ones.
Exactly. And I know in the rebuild we want to lose. This is a good thing. But Kraus, I thought, played well. I thought him driving the net and getting that goal was good. Galchenyuk starting
Kraus did have 2 penalties, and one of the penalties led to
the
one
goal.
of the goals.
And we talked about penalties. They can't do that. Galchenyuk is heating up. Keller still plays well. So we're going to look for individual moments, because we can't even say the whole game, individual moments to hang your hat on, I guess. Tomorrow, they're going to have to play better. Yeah. They're going to have to play better. This LA team's desperate to stay in the playoffs, and Dallas is desperate to get in the playoffs. Coyotes aren't making the playoffs, so they just have to compete. So they're going to have to get 20 guys to compete for 60 minutes, and I don't know if they did that tonight.
I really want to do rebuild reminder, but I know,
but I
don't
remember which one it is.
One of these, hold on, man. One of these buttons is rebuild reminder.
I think it's the black one.
And one of them is...
It's the black one.
A sound that we
This is the best kind of roulette.
Yeah.
Okay, let's give it a try. Nailed
there it was. We miss Erin.
Yeah, we miss Erin. If you saw
the
our
live
I Am
rebuild
Beer
remodel
shirts that she got us.
But the rebuild is in full effect, and as you look at the standings, we might as well talk about it. Montreal won. Finally gets a win, and now they're with finally the gap is closing. So what is it? 2 points? Let's look.
It's just taking a minute to scroll all
I
the way to the
know,
bottom
it's
of the
3
page.
points. It's 3 points. Arizona still has a 3-point lead over Montreal, but the gap is still widening. You got 8 points to get to Seattle. I mean, those teams are so far ahead. Seattle, New Jersey, Philly, and Buffalo.
Seattle's tied right now against Calgary. Buffalo lost tonight, but
they're still. I mean, Buffalo is 12 points ahead.
I don't think
the Coyotes are getting 12 more points this year. Maybe this year, I guess. A little mildly aggressive.
In the last 33 games of the season.
Mildly aggressive. They might get 12 points. But that's a lot.
Yeah.
That gap's not going to close. It's Montreal and Arizona battling for whether it's Shane Wright or Logan Cooley, which we have now added to our vernacular. Logan Cooley attending the University of Minnesota next year from the NDP program in Michigan. So the battle for those two players, what we're hearing from Chris Peters is they're very even. They're equal. So 1 or 2, we get a solid center coming to Arizona, but you just have to finish in the bottom 2.
Yep.
And hope that the balls don't drop the wrong way.
I agree.
Out of context quotes.
Oh my God. Also the puns in the comments about we're still on the bakery thing. Pull up the Rob comment again. Shane Donuts at the Gila River Arena Bakery along with the signature turnovers.
Nice.
I like that. Keep the puns coming. We gotta stay joyful here somehow. Well, before we move on, let's talk about the DraftKings Sportsbook app and the NBA because it's NBA All-Star Weekend this weekend, and I think our DraftKings pick of the week has something to do with that. Sean, take it away.
Sorry.
Wow, wakey.
I was,
buddy.
It just wasn't working. Plus, I'm doing wall sits back here because I'm a kind man.
The chair behind the Mac did break the other day.
It did break, and it wasn't me this time. But DraftKings pick of the week. Obviously, like you said, the All-Star game is this weekend. Team LeBron versus Team Durant. I think Team LeBron is plus or minus 5.5. Team LeBron won last year by 20 points, and I think they have a better team. They have Chris Paul, or they have Devin Booker, who best player in the country, maybe. But yeah, so my DraftKings pick of the week is Team LeBron minus 5.5. I think they're going to destroy Team Durant, who doesn't even have Kevin Durant playing.
All right. So, well, there you have it. What?
I don't get it.
What do you
I don't get it. Like, it's not East West.
No,
it's not.
Draft.
It's
like
the
the
NHL did it one year.
I know, but they still don't make the player the name of the team.
Yeah, but this is the NBA.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the leading vote getter from each conference.
Got it.
Yep.
Never mind.
If you want to tell Sean on that bet, you can do so. And also, Sean had a pick of the week earlier in the week for a different show that hit tonight. So
yes,
he's hot right now.
Yes,
so.
Sun Devils on the ASU Sun Devils show, which you should watch if you don't watch. I picked one from the skills competition today, and that hit. So
nice.
I'm on a heater.
All right. Well, if you want to bet on that game tomorrow, or just the NBA in general, or anything else, Olympics included, cornhole, I don't know. You can bet on literally anything on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Sign up using the promo code PHNX. Bet $1 on any NBA team to win, and if they do, you get $150 in free bets. If you're an existing customer, you can do same game parlays to get a bigger payout in the same bet. So be sure to download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use that promo code PHNX. Bet $1 on any NBA team. You get $150 in free bets if they win. That's 21 and over. Arizona only. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. New customers only. Minimum $5 deposit. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. All right.
Let's keep talking rebuild. Can we talk rebuild?
Let's talk rebuild, and it's relevant with tonight's news. Right?
Well,
Is that what you were going to talk about?
I was going to Tucson.
Oh, I was going to talk donuts, and that was going to be my transition into Tucson. But we can talk about that.
The Tucson Roadrunners won.
They did win.
Beat Henderson 4-3. Late goal by Michael Carconi. Jan Yannick with 2.
Nice.
And who got the other one?
Michelli.
Still
all players we talked about on our audio episode yesterday.
I guess, yeah.
Well,
there you go.
Maybe we're onto something.
Maybe Gunther has a hat trick. These big win. And where are we going on Saturday? A week from today.
We will be literally down the I-10 in Tucson. And that was when everyone was talking about donuts, Jane Donuts. All I could think about was the donuts of the TCC, which Petey and I will be enjoying next. So if you're looking for us, just look at the donut stand. We'll
Swear.
Be there. I'm
gonna make 2 trips. It smells like the state fair.
Yeah, it smells so good.
Unreal. Can't wait.
So we're super excited to go. We'll be talking to fans, filming. We're actually gonna do a live post-game show. So there's no Coyotes game that day. So if you want to plan it now, plan a trip down to Tucson. We're gonna just go down for the day. Super excited about it. We'll walk around, hang out. So definitely come down and say hi. It's 7:00 next Saturday against Ontario. Should be a good one. I'm really excited. So,
yeah, I am too. It should be fun.
Yeah, we're really looking forward to it.
And we get to see what the future looks like firsthand.
Definitely.
We talk about all these guys. We've seen them on video, but now we go see them firsthand. So I'm kind of excited about it. And someone in the chat asked, now with Lyubushkin gone and you bring in a forward, there's a hole on the back end. So you're going to have to get a defenseman up here. So expect them to call somebody up tomorrow. It's JJ Mosier, I would think.
Yeah.
That's who's been the most recent call up to fill that gap.
He's looked great when he's been up here.
So I would expect him to come up, but I guess, it's not the first time I've been wrong on this show.
Right. Well, we just got the text that Craig is in the elevator. And when Craig gets here, we'll talk more about this. But, oh my gosh.
Good timing.
Wow.
Because we get to talk about the trade now.
Yep.
All right.
Here comes the video. Woo! Craig.
So there he
is.
What's
up, guys?
Hello. What a night.
Yeah, just a little bit going on.
Yeah.
Well, Craig, we haven't even
talked about it yet.
The trade yet, so let's just get right to it.
Let's go to that. Forget the game. We've already talked about that enough.
Yeah.
So let's go to the trade.
Sounds good to me.
All right. So The trade was the Coyotes traded defenseman Ilya Lyubushkin and forward Ryan Dzingel to the Toronto Maple Leafs for Nick Ritchie and a conditional draft pick, and that is the Coyotes' choice of either a third-round pick in 2023 or a second-round pick in 2025. No retained salary in this deal. That is the trade.
Yeah. Bill Armstrong said, basically with the conditions of the deal, you look at that and it's a little unusual to see that split of 2 years and a different round. But what he said is, look, if the 2023 draft looks deep, we may use the third round pick. If not, we'll wait until 2025, may even package that pick with other assets to acquire a player. It may be at the point where the Coyotes want to add players rather than just adding draft assets. So it just gives them, as GMs like to say, optionality. But it's tough to see Ilya Lyubushkin go out the door. He was going to be a free agent anyway. He's going to be 28 years old. We know the sort of timeline and the age line of this team, so he probably didn't fit into their plans. He's just such a good soul, and you know this, PD, as well as anyone. He's just one of those guys that you just love having around because he always brings a positive attitude.
Don't want to speculate too much about Lyubushkin, Craig, but do you think this might prompt him when this contract expires to go home?
I don't know. I mean, he's getting a chance to play for a team that, ostensibly can compete for a Stanley Cup, right? So that's a pretty exciting thing. I don't know what his thoughts are yet. We didn't get a chance to talk to him. Hope to reach out to him and his agent a little bit after this. But I don't know. You know as well as anyone what he was like around the room. He seems to enjoy being around these guys and around the NHL.
He really liked it here, though. I mean, he loves Arizona. His family loves it here. He loves it here. He wanted to play here. He wanted to be a part of whatever they were doing here. So I'm curious to see what he makes his decision. You're right. After 2 months in Toronto and you're making a run for the playoffs, that's a pretty fun town too. So we'll see where he goes. But let's talk about the player coming back this way. Yeah. We heard Bill Armstrong, if you listened to the intermission at Bally's, you heard him talk about Nick Ritchie and big player, and he adds something to this roster. Thoughts on Nick Ritchie?
I mean, he's a little younger. I think he's 26. He brings some toughness. He's had some moments in the NHL. Bill said they were after him this summer to try and bring him in. But look, Toronto's been trying to shed this contract for a while. He's in the minors. It's obviously not working out for him. Hasn't worked out really in the last couple of spots. I don't know, Petey. I wonder sometimes if this is just a matter of building up a player that's coming over in a deal so that you can say nice things about them. Maybe Nick Ritchie will revive his career, but to me, this is all about the draft asset. This is their MO. They're trying to acquire draft assets to build for the future. They got one, and they probably had to give up a couple of pieces that probably, while Ilya Lyubushkin may have been drawing some interest, I doubt it was for a high draft pick, right? So you give away a couple players that are going to be free agents at the end of the year that you're not going to re-sign anyway, and you package them together. You have to take on a bad contract, but then you get a high asset again. That was probably their thinking here.
Yeah, you're looking at a second or a third round pick. So, yeah, you're right. Ilya Lyubushkin's not getting you a second or a third. There's not. Yeah. So you're getting two guys you're not going to sign again. Make no mistake, this is about the draft pick. Nick Ritchie hasn't played a game in the NHL since the Toronto Maple Leafs were here in Arizona at Gila River on January 12th. That's the last game he played in the National Hockey League. Then he was sent down. He's been playing with the Marlies. So, I mean, yes, he is going to come here. Yes, he is going to play here at Gila River. I don't see them putting a $3.5 million player in the minors. I don't think that's the plan. So he's going to be here. And what can they expect? Yeah, he's a hardworking, grinding guy, bigger body. He's going to be physical. He's going to drive the net, maybe provide some secondary scoring.
Yep, that's about it. And again, it's their MO. They've been taking on bad contracts. You look at a bunch of the guys on the team this season, and while you can say they've had their moments, guys like Louis Eriksson, Antoine Roussel, etc., it was all about getting draft assets. So that they're going to continue to do this next season, probably even the season after that. Bill wants to really build a deep pool of prospects for this organization. That is his goal, and that's what's behind this deal.
Well, we talk about the build, too. Now they have 4 forwards under contract for next year. So there we go. On the way.
There you go.
4 out of 13.
Making big moves. Lord. Yeah. Karen in the comments said the start of the Exodus, and it's true. That's kind of what this feels like it's going to be for the next month here going forward. So should be interesting to see. From the human side, it's sad to see Ryan and Ilya go, but exciting for them to have a chance with a cup contender, and they can go play with Bunting and future Coyote Austin Matthews.
Yeah.
And see.
Tell Austin how great it is
right?
here, maybe.
Exactly. The
marketing ploy.
Exactly. Yeah. Bill
got a
is
trade
playing
deadline.
the long game.
I've got a trade deadline story coming Monday, and I just scratched 2 guys off the list a little earlier than I expected. But
Whoops.
a little less work for me, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And also Craig already posted a story about this trade right on top of it, Craig. So if you want to read that, and if you want to read the deadline preview, you can do so at gophnx.com. Become a member, sign up for the annual membership, get a shirt. You can get this lovely shirt that Petey's wearing, the Cody the Coyote in purple. Where'd you put that helmet?
I know. It's right
Where'd
here.
you put it? Oh. So you can
My daughter was
also
wearing
in
that
the
same shirt
PHNX
today, by the way.
Can you see this, Craig?
Oh,
we-
look at that.
We decked out
Wow.
Cody with Cody is all over the news, so it's going to be on the desk now. So we got Cody and PHNX all over our mask, but
yeah, so
only
if you
when
want,
you're here.
So if you want to get a sticker pack also in the PHNX locker, it's limited edition. So once they're sold out, they're gone. So you want to check those out as well. Becoming a member, you can also get access to the members only Discord and weekly deals on merchandise. So check out gophnx.com today. All right. Back to the game, I guess. Craig,
Barrett
who did you
Barrett Hayden is who
speak
we
to?
talked to afterward. And he hadn't played since January 6th. He had the hand surgery. He told us he jammed it tonight in a puck battle. But, and it's funny, I was going to write about Barrett Hayden off tonight's game, but then I wrote the trade story. So probably going to have that Barrett Hayden story up at some point tomorrow. But again, it's just, he's taken the right attitude about all of this. He's just using it as a challenge. As he said, nobody's path is perfect. But Barrett Hayton's path has been crazier than most players. All the obstacles that he's had to face, both in his development and with injuries, with COVID, it's just been crazy. You kind of hope that Barrett Hayton, I guess, realizes a little more of his potential. I think he's still a strong two-way player. He can bring you a lot of those details of the game. He's good away from the puck, and I think that part of his game's growing. But we haven't seen the production from him yet. So I'm wondering what we're going to see from him on this latest stint with the Coyotes. Bill Armstrong told me earlier today that they're going to try and put him in some situations where he's not facing the crazy tough matchups like he was earlier this season, where he's getting, Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl as his matchups. He's probably going to be in some different situations. They want to see if he can show some growth on the offensive side of his game.
Well, we want to see that for him too. That's what we were saying. That, and then a listener pointed out that we have had him as our DraftKings King of the Game. I thought he hadn't been at all, but that was just, to me, the telltale that he needs to step it up. So we'll be looking forward to that story tomorrow. Did you have something else?
No,
there, Craig?
I'm just looking at Barrett Hayton's stats. I'm just looking them up.
Okay. I just didn't know what you were up to over there.
I'm just reading.
Craig, another thing you tweeted earlier is you had the chance to talk to Dave Tippett, who, of course, was recently let go by the Edmonton Oilers. But he is going to retire from the NHL. So what did Dave Tippett have to say when you chatted with him?
Yeah, I don't think this is any surprise to Petey. I think Petey already knew that this was coming. But, he's 60 years old and he's done. He's ready. I think he's at peace with the decision, ready to move on. He's got, as we know, one sweet house in the Valley, Petey, and he's building another incredible house up in Flagstaff that he told me should be ready inside of a year. He's done all he can do. I'm sure he would have loved to see Edmonton take that final step this season and compete for a cup. But we've talked about the Oilers' problems a lot. That roster has a lot of issues, and I don't see the Oilers competing for a cup. So, Dave Tippett takes the fall for poor roster construction. He's been in some tough situations, obviously, before in his career, but I think he accomplished a lot as a coach. I thought he was a terrific coach. And listen, when he came to Arizona, this franchise was in disarray, and the relocation rumors were, at that time, I think, as real as they've ever been. And he helped save the city, its hockey team. He's one of those people that, if you talk about the 4 or 5 people that are most critical in hockey remaining in Arizona, Dave Tippett's probably on that list.
Yeah, you know what? I had the opportunity to work underneath Dave Tippett for a long time. Dave's a really good coach, and he's a really good person. And for him, he did want to go make a run at another cup. That's why he went to Edmonton. He had some of the best players in the world there, and he thought he'd make another run at it. Right now, he is going to step back. He's going to get away from hockey. He's got grandkids. He said he's going to put on his tool belt, and he's got a lot of things to do at all these houses that he has. He's got a lot of maintenance to do and a lot of work. And you know what? He's earned it, deserved it. Take a deep breath and enjoy the Arizona weather. Good on him. Pick up the golf clubs and enjoy it for a while. And he did have. The Canadian media is a little different than the Arizona media, and they're hard. Like they're hard, and the grind that those Canadian coaches have to go through every day. And I don't mean just Dave Tippett. I mean from coast to coast across Canada. It's hard when things aren't going well. So I think it is. He's deserved a little bit of time off to step away from all this and just enjoy his time away.
Petey, he's still got the cottage in Minnesota too, right?
Yes, he does. In cottage.
Oh, there you go.
Like cottage.
Yeah, I know. That's what he calls it.
Yeah, he calls it. It's not a cabin. Good Lord.
Well, yeah. Everyone has a.
Yeah. Yes, he does. It's a beautiful home in Minnesota. Yeah. Yep. Best of both worlds. So I wish him the best of luck.
Yeah.
Me too. Really enjoyed working with Tip. I really, I've enjoyed a lot of the people that I've worked with, but as far as coaches go, I don't think there's a coach I enjoyed working with more than Dave Tippett.
All right. Well,
we've had one former coach on, Rick Tocchet. Maybe wait for the dust to settle, and not tomorrow's show, but maybe over the summer we can talk Dave Tippett into joining us at PHNX for a show.
Yeah, I would love that.
We'll work on it.
Yeah. Well, Craig, anything else from either tonight's game or the trade, or any final thoughts?
Nope, just going to get back to writing. Actually going to top up that story with a couple more thoughts from Andre Tourigny.
And get ready to go back to the rink again tomorrow.
Yep, exactly. Well, thanks, Craig. Have a good night, and we will chat with you later.
All right, guys. Take care.
See you tomorrow,
All
Craig.
right. Bye, Craig. All right. So once again, check out that story at gophnx.com. He literally was writing the story while watching the game.
Work.
And we were just sitting
here.
Yeah,
we were. Yeah.
Petey was complaining, just
another
night
at PHNX. I might have been doing a little complaining. Maybe not tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see what tomorrow brings.
Yeah, tomorrow.
You never know.
It's a 5:00 game, so we like that.
Is it really?
We like that to start.
See, I'm glad you tell me these things because I literally don't know when games
let's actually pull up the schedule for the next
we have a schedule.
Yeah, we do. Let's pull it up somewhere. There it is.
Wakey.
This is a 7-game homestand coming up. Well,
unreal.
Starting tonight, it was 7 games, which is a lot.
Look at Tapaz. He's on top. He's already got tonight's score on the schedule. Nice job, Sean.
I know. Sean was busy tonight. PHNX Sun Devils was live.
The Sun Devils
this is why I get paid the big bucks.
That's right.
The trade happened while Sean was live on ASU,
the air.
but he still made that graphic. So honestly, credit to Sean tonight.
Yes.
We appreciate it.
It's a tough week. And it's teams that Dallas is on the fringe of the playoffs. LA's trying to hang on to their playoff spot. And it says LAK, but it's Vegas.
It's okay, Sean.
But he was close.
Yeah.
You don't play LA. It's Vegas, but there's a team, I tell you what, they're starting to struggle a little bit. Oh boy, they need a win desperately when they come to Arizona, and that's with Jack Eichel in the lineup now. This homestand does not get any easier over the next 7 days.
Not at all. So should be interesting to see how the Coyotes do. You would hope they get 1 or 2 wins, maybe in these 7 games coming up, or at least in the next 3 next week. I feel like the Coyotes tend to surprise against good teams.
Yeah, they've played better against better teams, or at least the goaltender has played better against good teams.
We just need another stellar goaltending performance.
And I still think we'll see Wedgwood tomorrow, which clears. Then you can go Veggie on LA and Vegas.
Yeah,
because they're 2 days apart. So I would think you'd see Veggie twice. As we've said over and over, I'm wrong very often. So
and then after. They're off. The Coyotes are off that Saturday that we're going to Tucson, but then on Sunday, I believe they play Winnipeg, and we all know that Veggie, for some reason, plays really well against Winnipeg.
46 saves twice against that team. 46 twice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
some stuff to look forward to.
One more thing, because it's so unlike me to complain about things.
What?
Okay, so we're going to Tucson. Love going to Tucson. Want to go to Tucson. I've got friends there on the coaching staff. Can't wait to see some of the guys down in Tucson. Want to see the players. Do we know it's a 2:00 game the next day? Did we think that one through or not? We didn't plan that far ahead. No, never mind. It was just me.
It'll be okay. It'll be okay.
Okay.
Well, that was a classic PD rant right there. Well, like we said, super excited for Tucson. Tweet at us at PHNX_.
Go to the game.
Yeah, if you're planning on making the road trip down, just get a few people together.
Tweet your drive down too, so we can say your drive down the I-10 with us.
Yeah, like a literal down the I-10. So
Yeah,
we'll be
excited
talking to some coaches, some players, some people within the Roadrunners organization. We're really excited about it. So that will be all over our PHNX_Coyotes Twitter, as well as PHNX Sports YouTube. Like I said, we'll actually be doing a live post-game show for the Roadrunners game, which will be really fun to
have
do.
a coach on, a player on. At least the plan is to do all that. And Adrian Denny, in charge of PR and does the broadcasting down there, has been a really big help. And they're going to let us invade their territory for the day.
My old stomping grounds.
I know. I'm kind of excited about it.
I used to spend a lot of time in that arena.
I know you do. You know everybody there.
Yeah, I'm really excited
and
to
the
go
fans.
back. Any closing thoughts?
Final thoughts. The tank is on.
It is rebuild reminder.
Rebuild reminder, and we'll see what happens.
I feel like this phrase sums up, like the exodus has begun. The mass player.
And
exodus.
you're not kidding. Like the trade deadline's 3 weeks away, and you just lost 2 players out of the lineup today, and they are by no means the last ones to leave.
Not at all. This is just the beginning.
We'll see what happens here and in Montreal. We'll be watching both of those teams, how big of sellers they both become, and see what ends up happening for the tank season, and see where we end up.
For sure. Well, let's just pull up the punch card to close things off.
Good God. But the end of the homestand, are we done with that row?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we will be.
Okay.
So that's
we can do
fun.
that.
Yeah.
We can do this.
We're almost there, chugging along. Thank you all for tuning in, as always. We will be back. What even is tomorrow.
Yeah, it's not even 24
God,
hours.
I'm
Literally
tired.
not even 24 hours.
Yeah, not even 24 hours. Tomorrow, it'll be me and Petey for that one. Craig is actually taking the night off tomorrow, so it'll just be stuck with the two of us.
Oh, no.
Petey will bring his best attitude tomorrow,
That's great
right,
content right there.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
I also won't be here tomorrow, but
yeah,
It literally is just us.
Yeah, it's literally just us. So, just
we can do it.
bring some fun
Street
topics,
racing.
chat. Yeah, my speed racers will be back. So join us on the PHNX Sports YouTube channel tomorrow. Subscribe and follow and like and leave us a review wherever you get your podcasts. 2 really great prospect-y, future-looking episodes last week that are kind of have a long shelf life. So go back and listen to those if you haven't. You can listen to them while you're driving down to Tucson next week. Look at that. And then follow at PHNX_Coyotes on Twitter. We are trying to have PD do a dance on the PHNX Sports TikTok. So we need that. I'm looking forward to that. So please give it a follow and follow PHNX Sports across all social platforms. And I think that is it. And done before 10:30, so
Perfect.
Time for bed for both of us. And we'll see everyone tomorrow. Bye.